Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Latest odds have Lakers as third most likely spot for James Harden. After another ringless postseason end, James Harden will be an unrestricted free agent. Would he entertain joining the Los Angeles Lakers for the next leg of his championship chase? The latest odds via BetOnline list LeBron James and company as the third likeliest landing spot for the former MVP at 6-1 odds. Only the Phoenix Suns and Orlando Magic have better odds, at 4-1 and 5-1 respectively. Harden averaged 16.6 points, 8.5 assists, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.1 steals in 72 starts with the LA Clippers this season. But he flamed out in the playoffs, as did the Clippers. They were eliminated in 6 games by the Dallas Mavericks. Harden posted just 23 points on 7 of 28 shooting from the field and 1 of 13 shooting from 3 in games 5 and 6, both losses. It wouldn't be shocking to see both parties move on this summer, but early reports suggest he's a priority for the Clippers. In a May 3 column for The Athletic, insider Sam Amick detailed the upcoming offseason for the LA Clippers. Among the many items on their agenda are the looming contract negotiations with Harden. Amick didn't shy away from the presumed difficulty of the situation for both parties. Yet while team and league sources say that both sides want this partnership to continue, Amick reported, the aforementioned numbers crunch means there is a tricky conversation about the team's finances to have here as well. He followed that up by reinforcing the fact that both sides want to get a deal done. Both sides, team and league sources say, want this relationship to continue, Amick wrote. The question of how much Harden is seeking on his next deal at age 34 remains unanswered and unreported, as does his potential fit with the Lakers. But any question of his title chances, and whether or not they'd be improved across the pond, seems to have an obvious answer. There's a lot of parallels between the two Los Angeles franchises, but one difference that can't be ignored. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George appeared in 142 games this season. Anthony Davis and LeBron James appeared in 147. But for further context, Leonard played in just 2 of the Clippers' playoff games for the second year in a row. Health has been the recurring theme in the franchise's repeated downfall since George and Leonard's arrival in LA. The duo has played just 26 of 42 possible postseason games together. And while Davis and James haven't been Iron Men by any stretch of the term, they've appeared together in 47 of 48 possible playoff games since joining up in the purple and gold. Harden himself played in 72 games this year, his most since a 2018-2019 season with the Houston Rockets. It paid off, with an immense, positive impact on the Clippers' performance. According to Cleaning the Glass, in 4,129 possessions with Harden on the court, LA outscored opponents by 5.9 points per 100 possessions. They're 121.7 points per 100 possessions with the 10-time All-Star on the floor ranks in the 91st percentile of all NBA teams. But with Harden off the floor, the Clippers' offense scored just 115.7 points per 100 possessions, a 6-point swing. And a drop to just the 50th percentile of all teams. The defense was predictably better with Harden off the floor, but the offense fell off a cliff. There's still a star heir to James Harden's game and his ability to run an offense. If the stars align for him to join the Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis and LeBron James would have their most qualified floor general yet. Major Zack LaVine to Lakers trade idea proposed. The Los Angeles Lakers are widely expected to cash in on some of their tradable first-round picks this summer and pursue a third star next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. In a recent article from Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report, a hypothetical Zack LaVine to the Lakers trade idea was presented. In the deal, Los Angeles receives LaVine, and Chicago receives D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, and Jared Vanderbilt. While this feels like a steal for the Lakers on the surface, Schwartz presented the following logic for Chicago. Chicago likely won't be getting any great offers for LaVine given his recent injuries and the 3 years and $138 million remaining on his contract, Schwartz wrote. Swapping LaVine for 3 starters/role players who all make under $20 million would give the Bulls far more flexibility moving forward, no matter what direction they choose to go in. As Schwartz also added, LaVine would not be LA's top target this summer, but if their expected pursuit of bigger stars falls through, they could do worse than buying low on a player of LaVine's caliber. For Chicago, they are almost certain to go a different direction this summer, and will likely be prioritizing future flexibility as part of their rebuild effort. This Bulls offseason will be one to follow closely as they attempt to give this team some direction after several years of mediocrity. There are no great options for Chicago at this point, but they have to do something to pull out of this purgatory. Jason Kidd expected to re-sign with Mavericks amid Lakers' interest. The Los Angeles Lakers will conduct a high-profile coaching search over the summer to replace the outgoing Darvin Ham. Among the desired replacements, Jason Kidd has ranked highly. However, the Mavericks head coach is expected to re-sign with Dallas, according to the respected Mark Stein. Mavericks coach Jason Kidd, who like Tyronn Lue has only 1 season left on his current contract, would also be an obvious target for the Lakers if Kidd were to become available. That, however, is not expected to happen. League sources say Kidd is also the likely recipient of a contract extension in the near future. Stein also said that the Lakers are not under the delusion that either Coach Kidd or Tyronn Lue will become available over the summer. Both Kidd and Lue are entering the final years of their respective coaching contracts and eyeing a massive payday next season. The coaching salary market has been reset over the last season with the contracts received by Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, and Monty Williams. Coach Kidd is in his 3rd season with the Mavericks, going 140-106 over the regular season. In his 2 playoff appearances, he's made it to the 2nd round at minimum and could take the Mavs to another conference finals this season if they can overcome the OKC Thunder. Last season's failure to make the playoffs for Dallas wasn't on Kidd as the team had an extremely flawed roster that was fully revamped, with Kidd orchestrating the best defense in the NBA over the last 25 regular season games after getting the personnel he needed with P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford. Jason Kidd is a former Laker, part of the coaching staff when the team won the 2020 championship as Frank Vogel's lead assistant. Dallas snatched him up before the 2021-22 season to be their head coach, with him returning to the city as a franchise legend and former champion. Kidd would have been a great choice given his familiarity with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and because star players around the NBA have immense respect for Kidd. How he's dealt with Kyrie Irving over the last season is proof enough, as Kidd's coaching has kept Irving engaged and locked in throughout the season, something former MVP Steve Nash couldn't do. Keeping superstars bought in isn't easy and is usually achieved by respected former players. That's why the Lakers went after Darvin Ham in the first place and are currently pursuing Kidd and Lue. Their other options could include rehiring Phil Handy as head coach after Handy was also fired as part of Ham's coaching staff. The best option available seems to be former champion Mike Budenholzer, but even that might be a bad fit given that Ham is a direct result of Coach Bud's coaching tree, with Ham serving as Bud's assistant for their 2021 title triumph. Outside of these names, applicants such as J.J. Redick, Charles Lee, and Micah Nori are also being evaluated for the job. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Jason Kidd? Leave your opinion in the comments.